Hello and welcome. This is Ruth Hamilton and I've got a video today with one of the birthday launches from Tonic Studios, and this one is called the Delightful Dresser and Advent Accessory Gift Box Die Set. So as you can see, there are lots of dies here, 51 in total, and they're on two different A4 sheets of acetate, and then there's a magnetic sheet in behind to hold them all in place. And because I have got these early with some others to make the samples for the shows and the launches, I don't actually have a photograph or the instructions here, but in your pack when you buy this and it comes to you, you'll get a sheet with photographs of different ideas inside it, and you'll also get a very comprehensive instruction sheet. But I'm going to show you through this anyhow, and then we'll make one up. So let's get started. First of all, if you haven't been here before, I hope you enjoy the video, and I'd love you to subscribe to my channel so that you can come back again and see some more. There's always plenty of videos in the pipeline and plenty coming along. So thanks very much for that too. So having a little look at the die set in close up, here we are with the main die, and I'll just put that on a piece of white card to show you. This one makes up the base of the structure, and you need to cut that one out twice, and as you can see I've done that here, and then we'll glue those two pieces together and hold them firmly in place, and that makes the base for the little dresser. Now I suggest at this stage that you think about having a bone folder and even some little mini pegs handy, because whenever you come to glue these pieces together, they're all reinforced, all the score lines are marked, and you need to just reinforce them and crease them better, fold them all up together, and then because there's so many of them you'll want to be moving a little bit faster. So I would say that the little pegs hold them very firmly and let you move on with the project. That's just a little tip, and I hope it helps. So I'll maybe just go ahead and glue this together first of all and show you, and then we'll come back and look at some of the other dies, but this will make the base. So I'm going to put glue on this panel. Okay, and once you've got the glue on there and you know that that's properly in place because you can feel it there, then you'll want to put glue along here. You can use red liner, a high-tack tape or whatever, but I just prefer the glue because it just means that you can hold everything in place, and if there's any slight little movement in it or you haven't got it quite right, you'll be able to just have that little moment or two to get it placed properly. So there you are. You can just hold that up like so, and you'll see exactly where that lines up. I usually just pop a peg on there, and then I'll go over these score lines here, not the score lines, sorry, over these little tabs with my bone folder and just press everything into place. And then I'll do the same with the other side, so just put the glue along here. There's not much difficulty in putting this piece together, so that's why I'm just going to have it ready first, and then we'll move on from there, because a lot of the other elements and pieces in this die set are decorative. So once you've got this piece made up, you can really have a bit of a play with some of the other pieces. So there we are, that's that piece done, and again just run something along there and fold that into place, and there. And I usually just leave the pegs on for a moment or two because that glue is quite fast grabbing. Now I'll set that aside for a minute or two, and then we'll go on to make the shelves. So this is the shelf die, this little one here. I'll hold it up against the white background so that you can see, and you'll need to cut that out 12 times because it takes 2 of them to make each shelf. So what I've done here is I have just reinforced all those score lines again. There's just 2 on each, and on this little tab turn them face up, and on this little tab put some glue just along there. Lay that edge up against that one and hold it for just a second or two until the glue grabs. then you're going to put some glue on the other tab at the opposite end here. Fold that in and turn them over. So because this then will be symmetrical, you just want to fold that in and fold that over, and you'll know you've got it exactly right because it folds perfectly flat like that. So what I normally do then is just run my bone folder down that, and that will just press the glued parts together and hold them firmly, and that's the little shelf. So having cut that out 12 times to make 6 of them, there they are. I've gone ahead and already made mine, and these are the pieces then that you will glue into this little box, and that will create the shelves. So there they are, they all fit in nice and neatly into that. I'm just going to put them in to see what they look like first of all, and then I'll lift them back out again and glue them into place. But that way you know that they're going to fit absolutely perfectly. You can see it there. And we're just going to glue those in. This is the little drawer die, and you'll need to cut this out 12 times as well to make 6 little drawers. And then if you want to go ahead as I've done and decorate the front of the drawers as you go, you can use this little die or some of the other dies that are in the set there to do that. So this cuts out this shape. All the little score lines are on there. You just need to reinforce those with your bone folder again and glue them together. So if you want to cut this out and get yourself this beautiful little shape here for decorating it, you can actually just glue that on now at this stage. You'll only need to do that on the fronts of the drawers, you don't need to do it on the back, so you'll just need to do 6 of those, and it's actually quite easy to put them on afterwards, but you can do it either way. So just remember that if you're going to do it first of all, just do 1 on each drawer and match them up before you go. So again, I have scored and folded these ones, and I'll just do it on here, just these little pieces. I have a few of them ready there, and I've got some of the little drawers made. So again, you need to we'll use the one with the patterned piece on it. You'll need to glue these 2 pieces together for the base, so just pop some glue on there. You'll feel that is properly in place whenever you can move this piece up without anything else getting in the way. And then some glue on these little tabs. Pop that in there. And I'll just get my little peg again for there. And the same here, and with all of those tabs, just the 4 of them. It's a very, very simple process, but it's very, very effective, and the little decorative dies for the front are really beautiful. You could use those in plain outline with patterned paper, or you can use some of the other decorative dies that are in the set. So for this one, I've picked out beautiful cornflower blue Craft Perfect card, also from Tonic, and I've cut that in with that beautiful pattern there just to make the detailed part for the front of the drawer. So just to recap, I've cut out 12 of those to make the 6 drawers, and I'll just hold those together with the pegs for a moment or two, then go ahead and make the rest of them, and then we'll just pop them into the little container like this, and that's how they sit. To make the doors for the little dresser now, you're going to use this die and cut that out twice. So I have one already made and I'm going to show you how to do the other one. So all of the score lines are already marked on there, and what you want to do is just go over them all with a little bone folder and make sure they're all nicely turned in. And then you're going to put glue on some of the little tabs. So first of all, I want just a little bit of glue on these two tiny tabs here. There's one here and one here. And just hold that firmly in there for a second or two. And then, I haven't enough glue on it. Yeah, there. And then what you want to do next is fold these two sides in. So you'll put glue along these tabs. Sorry, I'm just going to open those out again just so you see it better. Glue along those two tabs there. That little tab again, as I said before, along there. And then that little tab. And just fold those in, and that gives you the first part of the door frame, and it's going to give you that little bit of dimension. So where this little tab has got glue on both sides, you can just see there that that is going to be the next part that you're going to hold together. So you'll fold this piece up, and at that stage then you want to make sure that you've got glue along this long edge as well. And just fold that in on itself, and that covers all those edges. It keeps all that, you'll be able to see when it's nice and straight along the edge there by putting that long one down last, and that keeps all the corners nicely together there. So just hold that for a moment or two until it's all nicely glued in place. Don't worry if you have any slight little pieces that you think are not just too perfect there, because there's a little bit of decorative detail that goes on there, and we'll cover that nicely for you. But you want to get that as well as straight as possible, because you can see on the other side there, you want these edges all to be straight. Just turn that over again. You could use high-tack tape as well, but I prefer to use glue on those just because it gives you that little moment or two to move it about. Now next you're going to put glue, these little tabs here, just turn those in, and you want glue on the bottom of that, and that is going to get glued down in there. I think you can see that clear enough there. So I'm going to put glue on the underside of both of those, there and there. Turn those in, hold that down, do the same there, and then you're going to glue this piece in place here, and that will just go over the edge like so, and this piece here doesn't get glue on it because that's the piece that's going to be the hinge. So you want glue along there and there, and that holds that in place there. Now you're going to need to cut a panel to cover the back of this, and I'll just show you on the one I've already done. It fits on over the back part like this. So you cut two of whichever panel you're going to use for each door. I've chosen this lovely lattice one, but there are two others there. And you need two because you're going to glue those back to cover the cut side. Mine moved over slightly in the die cutting machine because I hadn't it taped down, but not enough that I couldn't use it because I'll turn that side in. So you want to glue one on top of the other, and then glue that on here on the back of the door. And then I've used both of these little elements here, the corner pieces, and I've cut those out in cornflower blue, and I'm going to glue those on to the corners like this, and that's the door. Then this piece is going to be attached to the side of the dresser like so, and that's the hinge, and that's the door opening and closing then, with this piece attached to the inside. To make the little top piece for the dresser then, I have taken this die and cut it out once here, and then there are little dies for the side of it, so you're going to cut those out. I'll just show you them. There's one and there's the other one, and you'll cut those out and glue them together. There's the layout like that, so that goes in there and that goes in there, and I'm keeping that for my next dresser, but that's how it will look whenever you've scored the fold lines and glued it all together. So I've then taken these two dies together and used them on the cornflower blue card, and I'm going to put that on there, and then I'll glue this to just make sure I've got that the right way up, and I'm going to glue along the tabs there, and that will form the top of the dresser. But first of all I want to glue the blue card on there. Now I've also used this die, and that has cut this shape out. So I've done that twice. Now you can see I've already folded that over, because that is going to form the base to hold this. That'll be the little legs. And I have cut two of these out as well. That's a different thing altogether there. So I've used this die along with this one and cut both of them out twice. I'm going to glue those together like so at both edges. You can see that the glue tab will go on there, and then there, and then I'll add this one onto the other end and bring them all together. You'll see how I do that in the video, and then that will form the little base. I'll show you here, to fit on here, and it fits the whole way around the bottom of the little set of drawers. I've also, just to finish this off, I thought that this lovely lattice pattern was very nice, and I wanted to decorate the sides, so I've cut that out twice in the blue as well, and I'm going to put that on there. So I'll go ahead now and glue all that together. I've taken the little circle die and cut that out in white, and I've put it on the bottom there and round there, and I've covered the back with the blue card as well, and I've put a little blue circle on here, and then I've taken this little die, I think you can see it there, and I've cut that out twice, and I've threaded some ribbon through it, just fold on that line there, and then I'm going to glue that onto the centre of the card. I had some glue, I'll just put a little more on, just onto the centre of the card on the door there, like so, on both sides. I've just cut it out twice, so you can see there, and then the other one will go directly opposite that, and that gives me a lovely little tie closure to hold the little doors together. And it's another nice little feature there. So with that ribbon, I don't want to just tie that in a knot yet until that glue grabs, but with that ribbon in place just in behind there before I glued those down, that means that the ribbon's attached to those tabs, and then I'll just do this very carefully, but you're going to tie a little bow in there. So I hope you've enjoyed that. I will be showing you some others in a moment or two. I'll add them on to the end of the video. I'll be doing a blog post as well, so I'll show you the link to that where you can find something else made with this, but that is so cute. It's really beautiful. There's a little bit of work in it, lots of little pieces, but it's very well worth the effort. I want to take that, oh, my glue wasn't dry, but anyhow, I just wanted to open that to let you have another final little look inside. I'll just see if I can do that here, like so. And there we are, there are the little drawers. When I finished this little dresser, I wanted to try a different idea. So I saw a little thing, when I was actually making up the drawers here, I saw 3 of these together and it reminded me of a little thing that I have in one of my rooms to store things in. So I decided to make this little beauty here, and I think the paper is absolutely gorgeous. It's actually quite old paper that I have, but I thought that was just really, really nice. And I'm just going to show you how to adapt the dies, the die cuts to make this one. First of all, it's actually very simple. So the drawers are made in exactly the same way. The drawer shelves are in there in exactly the same way. You just make 3 of those up and put them inside. Make the drawers up and decorate them with the same dies. But for the outside edge of it, because the actual box for the background of the dresser is made to house 6 drawers, we want to adapt that to make 3. So what I've done is, this is just a scrap piece of card to show you. I've used the main big die again, and I've set it onto my card, and where this long piece is, I've cut this off at 6.2 centimetres. So it's 6 centimetres, 2 millimetres cut off there. So it's from that fold down there, and I've done exactly the same on the second piece. So you don't actually need the full part here, it's just 6.2 centimetres. And then all you're going to do is take these 2 pieces with the flat ends in the long side, glue them together the same as before, and then when you've that done, fold these sides in, and there's your little housing for the 3 drawers. So I hope that gives you another little idea. I actually think there's quite a few of those dies that you could use on cards as well. A lot of these lattice ones and the other decorative detail ones there. There's a beautiful couple of ovals. There's actually quite a few there that could be used on cards as well. The other thing is that I have a blog post showing a different one of these. So where I've used the decorative details on the sides and whatnot on this one, I have a blog post that you'll be able to see how I made this one as well. So this is really beautiful. I think it's plain paper instead of the lattice in the centre there, and these are not decorative, they're the patterned paper as well. And you can see there that I've covered the whole box in it, and then whenever you move the little pivot back and open the doors, there are the little drawers, and I've covered the backs in here with the same paper, and that's turned out really well as well. So you'll see the full blog post on how I made that one, and then these are the others. I actually think they're really, really beautiful, and I hope that whenever you get them, you'll try lots of different things with them and don't just stick to the same thing that's on the box. Don't forget too, something that I didn't mention, there are numbers here as well in the die set, and it's actually called the Advent accessory die kit as well as the dresser, the delightful dresser. So that means you get all those numbers, and you can have 2 of these or add 2 of them together and have 12 drawers and 24 whatever, and use that as a little advent box as well. So there you are. I hope that given you lots of ideas, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel too and come back and see me again soon. So thanks for watching. In the meantime, bye bye.